Prizes. Try to become the next Brian Diesberg. Did it a couple of years ago. Nowhere to go for Jamal Robertson. Obviously the bullseye on him now after he found an opening in the first half and found pay dirt.
Not exactly a shootout here at 12-10 midway through the third quarter. Give credit to these two defenses. Both have played very well. Hamilton Tiger Cats, aside from that one big Jamal Robertson run, a touchdown on that play, the Ticats have defended very well, particularly keeping the Argos' #1 weapon, number 25 Robertson, in check.
Throwing down now for Pickett. To his left, PK Sam hauls it in, but once again, the Argos will have to boot it away. Good coverage from the Cats again. PK Sam's first catch of the night.
And you can see Cody Pickett's head starts off to the right, looking for option one. He's got to read all the way back through his reads to the left-hand side, dumps it off to PK Sam. Clearly an outlet, as his route wasn't even deep enough to get the first down.
Argos won game 1 of the season. Cats won game 2 on Labor Day. Round 3 tonight. Boy, what a booming kick from Medlock. Daniel tries the middle again, but there's nowhere to go. Well, doubleheader tonight, and we've got another doubleheader on Sunday right there in Montreal. Wally Buono will try to become the CFL's all-time winningest coach. BC in Montreal, and Saskatchewan against Winnipeg, the Banjo Bowl. Doubleheader Sunday with the Forks, downtown Winnipeg, and Quinton Porter returns to the game as the quarterback carousel continues for the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
It will be interesting post-game to hear the explanation for the revolving quarterbacks here. Kevin Glenn threw a couple of incompletions last series. But you'd like to think that, especially given Marcel Belfay's personality and his approach with his team, that he's not one who's going to be quick or impatient with the hook. Just wonder a little bit if maybe with Quinton Porter being out for a few weeks and them trying to bring the young guy along, if they just want to make sure he gets some action here.
Well, here is the rationale behind Marcel Belfay and his quarterbacking decision.
We know one thing: we have 2 quarterbacks that can play, and 2 quarterbacks that we've won with this year. So that's very important to us, and you know, we still feel like, you know, Quinton Porter is a big part of our future, and that, you know, we still need to develop him, but we also know that we can win with Kevin Glenn, and so it is a good problem to have.
Well, you've not only got 2 guys who are capable of starting, but you have 2 very different looks, and that's a nice luxury to have when you are a head coach, when you've got a guy who brings you a little something different, maybe sometimes even a little something extra, depending on the game plan.
Yeah, philosophically in the CFL, when you talk about building a team, having 2 good quarterbacks and 2 with kind of unique skill sets, I don't even see it as a luxury. I see it as a bit of a necessity.
Quarterback in the ball game. DeAndre Cobb again, cannot get around the left edge. Read perfectly by Kevin Huntley.
A good penetration inside there by those 2 defensive tackles, big Kevin Huntley and Adriano Belli. Here you see Belli fighting off the blocks, Huntley forcing his way upfield. It's the 2 of them combined. Linebacker Kevin Iben to make the tackle.
So Simeon Rotier, number 65, getting his indoctrination to big league football here tonight. Porter stands in, delivers again to Dave Stala. But it will be another 2 and out for Hamilton.
You start to wonder about the opportunities or the points that the Tiger Cats left out there in the first half. Given good field position, a missed field goal in that first half. And the big turning point in that half, it's kept the game close. the fake punt where the pass was dropped by Lawrence Gordon. The next play, Jamal Robertson runs it in for a touchdown.
Mixetta, end over ender. That time, it's newcomer Amos Allen, his first touch in the CFL. We'll be back to TO in a moment. Gladiator. We'll see. Pickett down the sideline and open for Chad Lucas.
And this is the one that Hamilton Tiger Cats have been afraid of all game. Cody Pickett has looked a couple times to put the ball up and let Chad Lucas go make a play. This time he does it along the sideline. Just lays it up. You see Chad Lucas come into the screen. He gets in behind Bo Smith. Nice over-the-shoulder catch. Good focus to keep the feet in bounds as the halfback Jeff Tisdale approaches to help from the inside. Nicely placed ball from Pickett. Great concentration on the play by Chad Lucas.
Argos did not have a lot of big plays on Monday, kind of trying to nickel and dime the Cats. And caught in the background is Robertson, and Markeith Knowlton would have to be considered as a gladiator as well.
Yeah, Markeith Knowlton, a perennial candidate. Here you're going to see Knowlton come from the backside on the play. As Jamal Robertson looks to cut it back, the play initially starts off to the left. Robertson cuts back right. Once Robertson is committed, Knowlton knows he can commit. He no longer has to concentrate on that contain to the backside. Tracks him down. Nice tackle for a loss.
Loss of 2 on the play. Throwing down again for Pickett. In trouble. Looks like a holding call against the Argos. Number of penalty markers down.
And absolutely, as the swarm of black and gold jerseys closed in on Pickett, that's when the flag went up.
Holding. Toronto number 57. Penalties declined. 3rd down.
There might have been a few holds on that play. A couple of guilty parties. Brian Ramsey. And so Justin Medlock again will kick it away. The kickers have been busy. What has been a defense-dominated game. See how that blocked extra point plays out in this one too. 2-point game. Medlock, another strong kick. Penalty markers on the play. McDaniel nowhere to go again. Well, this weekend, the Toronto Blue Jays will be down at Comerica Park. Motown, Detroit, the hometown of Kevin Glenn. Otis Floyd. Jays and Tigers will have the game for you on TSN2. Ricky Romero on Sunday for the Blue Jays. Rogers Jays on TSN, TSN2. 1:00 p.m. Eastern on Sunday.
No end.
Procedure
Toronto.
Call against Toronto.
5-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
And they'll kick it again.
Not only do they move 10 yards back, but this is one of those situations you like as a return team, because you've got some guys out there who just finished sprinting about 40 or 50 yards down the field to cover the punt. A little bit winded. Maybe a chance for a big play for Hamilton.
Bart Andrus last week employed 2 import kickers. He felt that Justin Medlock did not have the leg punting as Eddie Johnson did. They only have 1 this week. May have cost them a little bit in the ratio last week, but Justin Medlock's showing that iron leg that he has again. He has kicked some beauties here tonight. There it is again. Spiraling kick. McDaniel. And a few more yards on the exchange, and now when the music stops, another quarterback comes in. Here comes Kevin Glenn.
Yes, Kevin Glenn gets his number pulled from the hat for this series.
It's like watching the Florida Gators from a few years ago. Quentin Porter. Go to the sideline and watch now. And maybe it is just a thing where Marcel Belfait wants to give Kevin Glenn just a look from the sideline, or wants maybe even a spark. And right now neither team is really getting a spark offensively.
Yeah, looking for one of these guys to really start to heat things up. But again, I do believe that there is an element of this that's just about keeping Quinton Porter involved in this offense as well. Kevin Glenn has played so well in his first 2 starts for the Hamilton Tiger Cats that, you know, you don't want to pull him out of there. You want to keep that momentum going.
There's a Hamilton native, Brian Crawford. Looks like he's cramping up a little bit. 35-yard line.
Working on the calf, trying to stretch that out for Brian Crawford. Also gets this Toronto defense a little chance to catch their breath as well.
Well, Bart Andrus has certainly faced some heat this week and the last few weeks. New head coach of the Argos. You know, a couple of questionable decisions as well in a few of these games. The Argos record certainly could have been different. But Andrus has said that, you know, the only cure is patience and hard work and a youth movement. Andrus feeling that his team could easily go 7-2 in the second half. We'll see. Oh, yeah. In and out of Arland Bruce's hands. Under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Not much room to run here for Arland Bruce. He's just going to run a short hook route here. He's the inside man. Just works upfield, push the defender back a little bit, and then stops, comes back to the football. Jason Shivers right there in coverage. Bruce unable to make the squeeze in any case.
That's Corey Grant, number 8. Near side of your screen. 4 receivers to Glenn's right. Looks over the middle. And then downfield. And level there was Chris Davis. Willie Pyle with a pile driver.
Chris Davis took a heck of a shot there from Willie Pyle. Once again, the linebacker dropping deep in coverage. You see Willie Pyle range all the way across the field to come and help and make a play here. Came all the way from the middle of the field to lay the lick.
Set up again. Better kick this time from him. Amos Allen making his Argo debut. There's a penalty marker down. Allen, good buddy of Stefan Logan. In fact, played at South Dakota, where Logan also played. Native of Miami, went to training camp with BC. And was looking to take over from Steph Logan, who now is with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And speaking of former BC Lions, there is linebacker Jamal Johnson. Such a dominant
Illegal
presence
block.
in this Hamilton defense.
Toronto number 46. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Jamal Johnson, the way he's going. Take a look at the tackles this season. 63. That's not including tonight. Jamal Johnson has a good chance to break the all-time record if he stays on this pace. 129 tackles in 1994 by Calvin Tiggle. Now, keep in mind, there probably were a lot of tackles made back in the 50s and 60s when they didn't keep those stats. But the modern-day record's 129. Johnson could threaten that. Pickett hangs in. A little pitch out to Jamal Robertson, and once again another BC Lion, Otis Floyd, all over Jamal Robertson. No running room in the second half. Here's what the linebackers did last week.
Well, it was Jamal Johnson leading the way last week. This guy gets asked to do everything. Solid guy at 225 pounds, but also blessed with great speed. Uses that in the pass rush, uses it in coverage, running down plays from behind. Just energizing that defense. A great addition to this Ticat team in week 2.
Pickett, far side. And Chad Rempel trying to stretch forward, and Kahari Long there. Chad Rempel, kind of like Jesse Lumsden, by the way, a bobsledder, part of the Canadian Championships, 4-man team. some football players who make the transition to other sports. Here's Jamal Johnson again with some heat.
Yeah, Johnson comes on the loop there. Center Dominic Picard a little late to turn to him. Pickett does a nice job to get the ball out. Short gain.
And once again, we see the punter come out. Sails another. And quickly downfield again. The special teams converge on Marquet McDaniel. Jeff Johnson making the tackle. Now Battle of Ontario here and the Battle of Alberta renewed, revived right after this game. Calgary won the Labor Day game, and now the Edmonton Eskimos. You talk about a logjam in the CFL West. Very little separating 1 to 4 there. 3 teams at 5 and 4, and the BC Lions at 4 and 5. Under a minute and a half now before the end of the third quarter. Kevin Glenn calling his own number, but nowhere to go. And this has not been an offensive showcase by any stretch.
Oh, and there again, you see the Argonaut front 4 coming up big. Adriano Belli taking his time getting up from the pile, giving his teammate Ronald Flemons a taste of his own medicine. Here you'll see from the bottom of that line, left side defensive end, Ronald Flemons slices inside on the tackle. Dan Goodspeed to wrap up Kevin Glenn.
A game really bereft of any big plays. Biggest one, Marquet McDaniel.